My oh my, do I have so much to share with you guys. This is absolutely going to be a talky video. Not really going to do anything, just going to be more of a recap on what's been going on with me. First off, my screen looks really good, and none of you can tell this, but I like it, so I can't show this because I have a lot going on. But I throttled my 144 hertz monitor to 120 to make the colors pop a little more, because kind of like camera shutter speed, if you guys don't know this, when cameras shoot at a really high, like, when they take a lot of pictures or they record at a very high frame rate, the shutter needs to open and close, open and close, open and close, and it lets less light in, so you get kind of less details, less information. So the higher the hertz rate, the less color depth, and it just looks better when I turn it down. Also, to those of you who've seen my channel before, might notice that the Ruby Center here doesn't have an umbrella anymore. I just thought it was time. You know, the umbrella had been there for a long time. The design was supposed to be open, and it was kind of just time to take it down. Not really any other trigger or anything. I just figured it was time to go. And then somebody added the glass, which Gulby didn't like, and I kind of agree that it's not supposed to be there. The leaves make it look like a little more fitting, but I don't know. But that also leads me in no way to the patron server. So yeah, you guys have heard it before. The patron server is launching October 2nd. As of now, it is a Friday, and it's launching on Sunday. So if you guys want to be in that first wave of new members, this is the time to do it. In fact, I'm excited about this because I just held a stream for our patron server hype because it's opening so soon, and we got 3 new members. So we're up to 22 patrons total, and with all of the new patrons, the dedicated server that we're playing on right here is completely paid for. In fact, I think the servers are offline, so I can't. Hey, no, they're not. They're offline, but I can still show you the pictures. I did this in a stream, so the thing I was just showing you in game was also done in a stream. So I'm hyping the patron server. You guys gotta check this out in the description below. At least go to my Patreon, read the number amount, the values, and whatnot. See if it's a good fit for you, because the survival server is gonna have a lot of active people. The Anarchy, of course, can use more members, but the more the merrier. And I think these little icons look pretty good, and they're both going to be hosted on the dedicated server, which means we have we just have this leftover cubed host server that I don't know what to do with, but that's a topic for another day. Heading back to survival mode, in that exact same stream, we did this. We blew out a lot of bedrock, and I honestly don't know why. Let's show you why I don't know why. So we blew out all this bedrock, which is good, I guess, but if we actually hop on to Creative Server 3, you'll see that a lot of progress has been done on the slime farm. This thing looks spectacular. This is the radius of the spawn area, but look at all of this. That's a spawn area up there, and then that's kind of like the smaller spawn area. And the slime farm just looks spectacular. I really need to raise my render distance so I can load more chunks here. Reggie and Gulby have been working a lot. Gulby's really good at terraforming, so he's been like actually doing these mountains by hand. Reggie's been coming in here with the airships, just throwing them in. I think that it's a little fitting. I don't know. I don't really know what to make of that, but I think it looks good. Oh, he added a nice little camp. This is the first time I'm seeing this. This is so cool. They're doing so much with this, and I just cannot wait to build this in survival mode. But yeah, they've got the dock. The whole octagon's going to be mostly underwater down here. It just looks really good. And this is actually the corner that you just saw was dug out. So you can see my hesitation with the bedrock. I can see that like we are going to need to like fill in all these blocks here, but I think they're all above bedrock, and most of this is going to be not visible, but hey, we did it for completion's sake. But you know, whether or not what we did was in vain or not, this just looks really good. I mean, like that right there is a screenshot. I'm not going to take it, but you know, the octagon is making its shape here, and I am just so stoked for this project, but I have more to show you. You know, I kind of have this weird rash on my leg. I don't know where it came from. My left inner thigh, kind of on the right side of my thigh, it's just kind of, I don't know what to do with it, but there are a bunch of dots. My mom gave me this cream, and it kind of it helps. It's not a big deal. But, you know, rash or no rash, I did also get into Rick and Morty, kind of. I don't know. I don't love the show. Gave me a few laughs. It's a little messed up, but after watching the show Shameless, I can't even compare. I don't know. I know you guys are going to go nuts in the comments. Rick and Morty, oh my god, because I know that there are a lot of very outspoken fans of that show. So if you guys like Rick and Morty, leave it in the comments below. But the furnace array is a thorn in my side right now. So We've been using it. We needed a lot of glass for the crayons, which I'm going to show you in a bit here, but it needs a lot of work, and that's kind of where it is. So I'm excited because we added this platform below. I mentioned this in a video and how it was really helpful, but it felt unnecessary. And then I made this point about how platforms are really like usually worth it to make, and look at this, it came in handy because what you might not know is half of these furnaces, every single furnace was facing in the same direction. So when it's lit up, they all light up and you can see them cooking. But the broken ones that might have sand being filled into where the fuel should go might not light up. And this really, really helps for bug fixing. I know this isn't exciting for anybody that really isn't me or Sig who is actually fixing the furnace array, but when furnaces get stuck, we're going to be able to like know that for right away. And then we added a bunch of torches, which should hopefully reduce the lag when the furnaces light up. However, the design for this is fairly bare. In fact, we even have a whole work in progress going on here. You see Rubik's our sort of lead builder, but fell out of commission, so isn't really leading much right now. Got this far with our furnace array design. If anybody wants to help out, hit us up on Discord. We need all the hands we can on this. I did sort of pass it off to Reggie. I think he's going to handle it. Reggie's, by the way, the guy who was just working on the slime farm you just saw. He did most of that. And I think this has a lot of potential. Here's the furnace right down here. I mentioned that we need to have glass above this because if anything ever gets in these furnaces, it'll completely shut them down. Because from above, you can put in any kind of item. So like light blue wool, but you can't cook wool. So that furnace right there is going to be disabled. This is just a test world, but no one's using it, so it's not a big deal. But this is like something I'd really love to build, and the reason we haven't done much with the furnace array is because we don't want to like step on anybody's toes with like what they might want to design the facade around. And as for the storage, well, that's even worse. It's just a lot of shulker boxes that come in half and half. Everything is loaded in the same spot, so humans have to go through here and filter everything out, and it's just an absolute mess. Yeah, the Ruby Center can do it, but only sorts 9,000 items an hour. We estimated that every full shulker box would be something like 11.50 some seconds, so give or take, more like, 12 minutes per shulker box full of items for the Ruby Center to sort. So it would take us hours to do all of this, not by hand, and it's just been so annoying. In fact, the only thing I really thought of that we could filter this with is, well, let me give you some numbers. We need 52 hoppers worth of items, or worth of hoppers to sort the amount of items coming through here, because this outputs 460,000 items an hour. We have 9,000 items an hour is the cap of a hopper. So we need, I did this math a while ago, but I rounded it up to 52 hoppers that we would need to sort the amount of items coming out of this thing. And obviously, I mean, you don't want to like carry that by hand, so you'd want to load it into shulker boxes, but you don't want the shulker box to be mixed. You want it mixed. You want it to all be glass, or all be charcoal, or all be popped chorus fruit. And the only way to do that is a filter, but to filter the items coming out of this is kind of complicated, because to do that properly, you would need 52 hopper filters and shulker box loaders for every single individual item that you'd want to cook. So my proposition is to change the items by hand every single time you want to cook items, but that would be rather annoying, which led me to my 20 item per second filters, which kind of work, but they've just never been stable through no fault of the design. Just they unload too quick, they're just finicky, and they can function theoretically, but they're just kind of annoying. I'll link you in the description to my videos on that. Very, actually, surprisingly easy to build if you guys want to try it out on your own. I was actually quite happy when I had to set it up off my own tutorial. A lot of this I did on a stream, so I'll try to link the streams associated with everything in this video in the description. If you guys are curious, my streams are pretty cool. In fact, we did all of these platforms, I think off camera, but we did a lot of this on camera. It was kind of a quiet late night stream, but if you're interested, you want something in the background while you're doing homework, my streams are pretty good for that. But right here is what we've been working with, and this is just a giant shit show. It's so bad. It's kind of like deterred me from working on it. I mean, I will continue on it in the future. Obviously, like a furnace array is so essential that like we'll figure something out. But yeah, and in that stream we also found out that Nils was having problem with a tree farm. I don't know if I can show the highlight now. I'd have to download the whole stream. So basically, let me reenact it. Oh my god! This is after we overlay the schematic. We're like, you didn't rotate the design. It was a whole deal. You see, everything here was rotated about 90 degrees. Nils, being more of an aesthetic designer, not too much with redstone, probably didn't know that tree farms are very directional. So if he ever gets a tree to grow in this farm, I will be surprised. So that's just kind of one more thing we have to do. If ever he wants to build this and get this working, which I think we should, I mean, a spruce farm is not only good for the amount of wood we need for the slime farm design, but because we need a lot of spruce for that, as you guys probably saw, but it's also good for charcoal, which is why we built it next to the furnace array. So that's kind of like he's going to have to tear everything out. There's just about nothing reusable here, and he has a thing against printing and schematica, so he placed everything here by hand. Oh, God. I mean, I get it. He has his morals, but I think if he rebuilds this thing, or if somebody does it for him, we should probably print it layer by layer, just to save ourselves the hours of headache. But this is kind of a nice transition to the other farm that we have that's also pretty good for getting wood. So you can see here that on the bottom right I muted the audio of the thing on the left, but I have two accounts running, so I think, oh man, I should remember this. It was like last night. I was super tired though. I think it was Fibro. I could totally be wrong. Somebody showed me that you can full screen, and then Alt-Tab out. In fact, I might as well demonstrate here. So let me just break this, and it'll think that you are still right-clicking. So let me just grow one more tree. So if I go in here, let me actually grow a tree because this thing has a failsafe, and it'll turn the farm off if it doesn't detect anything. I can full screen the game. Okay, hold up. Let me hold right-click. I can full screen the game, and then Alt-Tab out, and then I can use my mouse, and it keeps working. You do have to do, let me actually show it on this screen, F3 plus P to disable this. Now I know some of you guys are going to comment below, oh my god, how did you not know this, blah 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 blah, I already knew that. Honestly guys, I'm ready for it. I think I knew this. Somebody told me this, but it wasn't until, like, I think Xandros maybe? No, it wasn't Xandros. I don't know. Somebody showed me it. I can't remember. So if you're in the comments, I'll respond to you below. They showed me it, and they just kind of demonstrated how easy it was. I always thought that you had to just keep spamming full screen until it tricked the game into thinking that you were still doing it. I honestly don't know. It was just, it's so simple though. Like, all you need to do is hold it down, full screen, and then Alt, hit tab, and then you can just click on a different window. It is so nice. Let me just fix my frame rate by unloading all the chunks behind me. But yeah, here goes the FPS, because I have two accounts running this and another account AFK in the Ruby Center. But here we go. So it's actually really fun watching this thing run. So, did I just take damage? Oh my god, there's a zombie. Okay, so here's something I've never been able to show on camera before. Here is the Dark Oak farm running from a different perspective. Yeah, while my other account farms everything. So he's just going here. I don't know why that zombie's not mad at him, but I'm glad that he's not dead. The reason that I'm showing you this is not only do I think it's cool, and a lot of you guys should be able to know this, is like, I have been able to farm so much Dark Oak. This isn't even a lot, you guys. I pulled out about 300,000 300,000 Dark Oak worth of shulker boxes from here this morning, and I moved it all into the Ruby Center. So what you just saw there has been running for like the past couple hours or so, past few hours, and it's just, this thing runs at about 20k items an hour, so that's like a whole shulker box, or a whole double chest, about 100,000. Each one of these is 1,700. I can put the math on the screen if I care enough. But that's about half a chest. That's another half a chest. So that's probably about 75,000 worth right there, give or take. And yeah, so this thing has produced way more Dark Oak than we need. So we can use this for charcoal for the furnace array. We can use all of this to fund the slime farm. In fact, if I actually want to head back into that other world, I can demonstrate that a lot of the design choices he made here are just pure Dark Oak. Like, you can see the Dark Oak roof with the slabs and stairs, the Dark Oak blocks, which is huge in this project. He used so many Dark Oak logs, which looks great. It's completely fine, but I need to run this farm a lot to fund it all, which I'm totally free to do. I'm so happy that, like, you guys can see I'm recording a video while that Dark Oak farm is running in the background, which is something I didn't know I could do before, and I'm really, really happy about that. So, now I'm going to lean forward and look at my list and make sure that I covered everything. So, I covered just about everything I wanted to talk about except for the crayon box, which I think I'm just gonna fly to. So, dark oak farm, I mean, I've gotten more saplings and more leaves and, or not leaves, more saplings and more apples than I know what to do with. So, the mob farm is another thing that I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about. It's the same thing as the train station. This is a project that we need to design a facade for. Our builders are totally happy to jump on it, but they're a little swamped at the slime farm. If you have ideas, or you're an aesthetic designer, or you have a friend who's good at this stuff, hop in our Discord. We have a decorative Minecraft chat where even if you don't want to help us, you can just show off your designs and builds. People love it when you spam images of stuff. I'm not even being sarcastic. Like, if you want to just send a bunch of pictures real quick of like all the work you've done, that's awesome. I mean, don't, you know, you should know the limits of spamming stuff. But if you want to show off all your designs, or you link an image your album, that would be better than spamming it. That would be awesome. I mean, like, hang out with us. We're cool guys to talk to. But we do also need the help. In fact, I actually almost whitelisted a couple of guys that I was talking to because they were just shouting out ideas about like our end island and things that they wanted to do, and I was pretty happy with that. Like, and they're kind of half and half members. I haven't caught up with them since then, but these are really cool things that are going on right now that I'm just kind of updating everybody in one video. And I'm going to kind of end it here with, this is the state of the crayon box. Good progress. Sir finished up the blue one. Thank you so much. I finished up the white one at the same time in a stream. This was teamwork going on here. And I finished the cyan one. In fact, if I actually head back into survival mode here and show this off, I hid a... Ah, there we go. Chorus flowers. Okay, so we can actually turn this on, and it should run. There we go. Yeah, my sound is really low right now. Let me just grab that out of here. I can just plant it, and yeah, it'll just be it'll just be pouring chorus fruit. This thing is just gonna rain them, and this is about 400,000 an hour. So I'm not gonna do all of these, but because chorus flower is a little bit limited because we don't have a proper farm for it. But yeah, this thing is really fantastic. So yeah, we don't have anywhere to put all these yet, but when this thing is completely ready, that is why I'm working on the furnace array, because the furnace array can cook about 460,000 items an hour. This produces about 400,000 items an hour, and yeah, if anybody's curious about items flying out, by the way, I did a test of about 30 stacks. It was like 20 some and a half, 21 and a half, 22 and a half stacks of chorus fruit, and I think 5 or 6 glitched outside up at the top and out at the back. So we lose very, very, very little, and I'm pretty happy about that. So I'm gonna probably work on this in the background, like just off camera, watch Rick and Morty or something, render this video, and I hope this was enjoyable for some of you. It's good for me to just get a lot of this off my chest, because we do a lot in streams, we do a lot off camera, because Minerva is an organic like group of friends that we just like to play the game and automate Minecraft, and the videos are just kind of my way of showing you guys what's going on, and my streams is the best way to see what's going on. If you guys want to see us in our natural habitat, we don't change at all. Whether I'm streaming before and after streams, we have the same conversations. I mean, sometimes we might like try a little harder in a stream or quiet down a bit afterwards because we're tired, but I mean, yeah, it's a really good way to get into like our community. And obviously our Discord's public for anybody to just hop in and chat with us, and I know that that's not for everyone even. You know, I can't expect everybody to watch a 5-hour stream. I get it. I wouldn't watch a 5-hour stream. That's a crazy amount of content. But what I can do for you guys is output a video like this that's 15 to 20 minutes and can just kind of give you the scoop on everything that's been going on. So, hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment if you did. Leave a dislike if you didn't, I guess. That would make me feel a little bad. Hurt my little fifis, and that's it for me. Go check out the Patreon server if you haven't. Go check out my Patreon. There's a lot of information down there. Okay, link in the description to everything that I probably mentioned. That's it for me. Thanks for watching.